Hi, I'm Elaine. This is Elaine is XYZ, and I'm on my morning commute on a Tuesday morning. So, I'm back on YouTube, and I figured I'd give a little bit of an update of what's been going on with my life in the last couple of months. Actually a lot. One of the reasons why I haven't been doing any YouTube is I've been just so ridiculously busy that I didn't really feel like I had any time for creativity for myself, and luckily, that seems to be coming nearly to an end now because I am no longer supporting two full-time jobs at the same time. One of my main jobs was actually mobilizing American expats to vote back at home, and thankfully that part is mostly over. Woo! And it was successful. Double woo! And that means I can spend more brain space thinking about my other job, the one that actually pays. That's right, I'm now working in brand strategy at this international creative platform called Radii. Ding ding, look at my boob. It's the second to last week of November, and trying out this new vlogging camera that I bought during Double 11 Day. It's Tuesday, and I figured I'd welcome you to my work. This just opened right under my office, so yes, this bar is my new office meeting space. Yeah, so it's been, it's been about 7-ish months since I got here to Shanghai, and yeah, I'm quite obviously still living in the attic of my parents' house. Part of the reason was, well, first of all, I am one of those incredibly lucky people to have a space at their parents' house to possibly stay in, and during this pandemic it didn't seem to make sense to force myself to find alternative accommodation when I didn't need to. Well, I'm super thankful to have had this place to crash in for the last 6 months. I'm also really excited to go back and live somewhere where it really feels like it's my own. But hopefully in December, I will finally be officially working here and I can get my own apartment. Okay, now that I'm at work, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about last night's panel, because it was all about careers in the creative industry and actually touched upon some of the points of why I'm going back on YouTube. One of the points my coworkers made that really resonated with me was just how important it was to have something that you're doing just for you. Because as creative as your job lets you be, or how much your job resonates with your values, you have to remember at the end of the day that it's not actually yours. And to truly get to know yourself and feel comfortable in your own skin and be energized by and expand your own creativity, you actually have to work on something that is very specifically your own baby. Ironically, being able to put a little bit of the distance between you and your job actually does help you do your job better. If you are so emotionally tied to the outcomes of every single thing that you do at work, it actually becomes quite damaging because there's just too much that you can't control. You're basically looking to get your heart broken. about office jobs is you can record all of your days and they start to look a little bit the same. So I'll spare you another shot of me working at my computer. I actually left my workplace a little early today because 2 of my coworkers are appearing on Zoom panels, and so I'm just in my own house waiting for those to start now. I understand that at certain points in your life, having a project all of your own is nearly an impossibility. As I mentioned, until last week, I was splitting my days between this full-time job and this volunteer job that was also actually a full-time job, because it turns out getting Americans to vote from abroad is an extremely complicated process. It's almost like some parts of America don't want us to vote. Luckily we did. The reality of the situation was, starting from July, since I was working both these roles at the same time, I just literally had no time for myself. And 4 months later, after I finally had a week to recharge from all of that craziness, I realized just how much, while it's possible to run like that for a while, it really empties this tank that perhaps you weren't even aware you were pulling from. In fact, it made me realize why I had gone so hard into the traveling and the vlogging and creating this new lifestyle for myself once I quit my corporate job. My work schedule had consumed so much of my brain space that, not to sound dramatic, but I guess I'm about to sound dramatic, I really was dying. So boom, travel, 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 vlog, 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 travel, 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 all the way until COVID hit. Fortunately, it's kind of a muggy, rainy day, so I can feel particularly celebratory despite being the end of the week. Back in the booth. Oh, I should probably show you what these booths look like. These are what the booths at WeWork look like. But here's the truth. To be honest, that travel life probably wasn't the answer either. I definitely overdid it. I would foist this kind of insane schedule on myself, and then after a month or so I would crash, and then I'd rally and do it again, and crash again, and then rally again, and crash and rally and crash and rally. And the amount of time between each time I would crash would get shorter and shorter. I was actually getting pretty upset at myself about it. I kind of felt like I was finally doing something for me, so why was it so hard to keep up the motivation and the schedule to keep on doing it? I think in some of my darkest hours, I was wondering if the only way that I could have all of this energy to create things was if I was creating it for someone else. That's actually pretty depressing. But actually being back in the workplace in a city where I have family and friends has helped clarify some things. It seems pretty obvious in retrospect, but I went too far in the other direction. It's not really healthy to spend that much time focused on just yourself. Quite honestly, you can get really navel-gazy really quickly, and especially when you're prone to depression already, that can cause quite the downward spiral. Quite honestly, I don't think I'm alone in feeling that everybody only has a certain amount of capacity to work on themselves by themselves. I think to varying degrees, humans are built to want to work together with others on something bigger than just them. So what a work life, or perhaps a bustling communal social life, provides then is that bigger thing. Ideally, that bigger thing is also something that adds value to the world and is something you care about, but not actually necessary. It's been a bit of a mental relief to focus on other people. including actually my family members. We're kind of lucky in East Asia that all of these countries have had some measure of success containing COVID, and so my parents were actually finally able to travel back from Taiwan about a month and a half ago. Which means that my mom is actually in Shanghai on her birthday this year, and so that's where I'm going after work to treat her to a birthday dinner. The dumplings are ready. Now to get dressed for Friendsgiving. Oh boy, I'm incredibly late to this friend's Thanksgiving party, but what are you gonna do? Sometimes you get a little ambitious with your cooking. Basically, I think what I'm trying to get at in this video is just how important it is to keep looking for your balance. Finding out what actually gets you balanced, of course, is a learning process and a journey, and constantly changing anyway. So I suppose the most important thing to do is just keep tabs on when you're feeling not so balanced. Anyway, vlogging, getting back into it. Hey! Anyways, it's Sunday now, and I'm actually going on a trip. Yes, we're not allowed to travel internationally per se, but domestic travel is kind of thriving again back here in China. So I'm meeting my workmates, and we're all headed to Yunnan. So who knows? There might be some travel content coming your way on this channel soon. Again, yay! Please like and subscribe, and see you next time doing whatever it is I happen to be doing.